I like smoking weed. You know what's cool about smoking weed? It makes you think about shit you normally wouldn't think about. Like I was sitting around the house the other day smoking weed, and I got to thinking, is it possible for a male midget? I gotta be high to be thinking about midgets. I said, is it possible for a male midget to have a real big dick? Like I ain't on no gay shit, but everything on a midget be tiny. You ever see their fingers? They look like them little orange baby carrots. You ever see? Like could a midget actually have some shit like this? And I actually know famous midget people. Like I'm good friends with Lil Webster. I got his number on my cell phone. I don't know why, but I got the shit. And I was hanging out with Lil Webster one time and he told me some shit that blew my mind. He says when he has sex, he don't like fucking women his size. He like to fuck normal size women. And I was sitting around the house smoking weed, and I got thinking, if Lil Webster was fucking a grown size woman doggy style, is he actually standing up in the bed? Like you get a woman on all fours on a mattress, your feet flat, is he standing straight up in the mat? Like if you walked in on some shit like that, your instinct would be to leave. But you'll check that shit out for a hot second. But you walk in like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Nigga, look at this. This is crazy. No, he's standing on a Nike shoebox. I can't believe this shit. And I don't think we value midgets enough. I think we take them for granted. Because I don't give a fuck how bad your day is. You see a midget, you perk up. Because when you leave your house, you're not guaranteed to have a midget sighting. You're not guaranteed. How often do you leave your house and spot a midget? It's rare. You could be having the worst day in the world. You see a midget, you're like, oh shit, a midget. And when there is a midget sighting, it's always one. You've never seen a pack of midgets. You've never seen that. I remember one time I saw 15 midgets walking down the street. I had a taste for hot wings all of a sudden. They like the little drumette piece. They like the smaller, okay. I remember I told that joke one time. There was an actual midget in the crowd. He got pissed off. He said some shit, fucked my whole night up. He was like, nigga, watch your nuts. I was like, what? Like, I've had to watch my back a few times, but I have never had to watch my nuts. I was scared. I went straight on. My girl was like, I thought you was with your boys. I said, midget told me, watch my nuts. I'm serious. I filed a police report and everything. I'm like, he about this high. He had on Oshkosh Bagosh and a little propeller hat. The motherfucker nipped me on the way. It was terrible.
I don't know, just be a good person. What about that? Just be nice to people, you know? Yeah. Like, a lot of it doesn't add up. I can't keep track of all the rules. Like transgender, what do you think? That's how I feel. I don't give a shit. You want to go for a man, a woman? Go nuts. Well, go labia. What's the beef? Look, it's weird to hate someone because they're trans, right? But it's also weird to love someone because they're trans. Shouldn't you like them based on who they are as a person, content of the character? People are so phony. I love Caitlyn Jenner. Why? She sucks. She's against gay marriage or ran over a person. What's the good part? Then they go, well, they have hard lives. All right, well, so do midgets. Why don't you talk about how much you like them? Where's that hashtag? I don't see any tweets about midgets. Who's got a hard on a midget? Hard to get around, hard to drive, hard to get work? No love. And look, I'm not anti-trans, but I am pro-midge. I just don't get why we help one group and not another. It's just kind of trendy. And people say, well, trans aren't allowed everywhere. Well, you ever been to a roller coaster? At least trans be accommodate with the bathrooms. Midgets, you ever seen how tall a toilet is? What? Imagine having to jump to take a dump. Weird. No help, no support. And you know what's great about midgets? I got a couple midget friends. They're good eggs. You never see a midget complaining. Never. Every other group complains. Never a midget. Never see it on the news, sitting at a desk, legs dangling, a little fish shaking. Never. Every other group complains. I see women on the news, we have a glass ceiling. Midgets are like, you're worried about the ceiling? Holy shit. I'm trying to fuck with this counter, baby. Interesting. See, I guess I'm too open-minded because I support all transition, not just sexual. Why do we stop at sexual? I support transition of personality, transition of opinion, right? Like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart got in trouble with some offensive tweets from years ago. Well, I'm not the same guy I was from years ago. I've transitioned. I used to have sex with 16-year-olds when I was 16. Now I don't. I'm different. Well, years ago, he said some offensive stuff. Well, years ago, she won the men's relay. People change. Right? Why do you support that and not that? It just tells me if I ever get into trouble now, I'm just going to get a sex change because you got to kiss my ass. Hey, Mark, we heard that interview from 10 years ago. Yeah, that was Mark. I'm Margaret. I don't know. I support Kevin Hart also because he's a midget. Oh, there we go.
You're writing a book?
Yes.
How to be a model?
Yes. The Complete Idiot's Guide to Getting into Modeling.
So like rule number 1, be incredibly beautiful? I mean, what are the things that you can do?
Rule number 2.
Yeah.
Don't be a midget.
Okay. All right.
Hey, that's the new status symbol of rich people, though. Midgets. Have you noticed that? No entourage is complete now unless you have a midget. You gotta have a midget. And you know what? That's good for midgets. That's good for those people, because historically they have not gotten good jobs. Even when they book a movie, they never get to be the hero. They always gotta play like a troll or a fairy, running out from under a bridge, biting on somebody's ankle. It's horrible. I feel fucking bad for midgets. I still call them midgets, too. I know you're supposed to call them little people now. I think that sounds worse, don't you? It's like, you're a little person. Yes, you are. Does the little person want to come up on the big stage? I like midget. What's wrong with midget? That's a good word. It's a tough word. A fucking midget. Yeah. Midget. That's political correctness out of control. There was no reason to change midget. Midget wasn't a racial slur, right? Midgets weren't dragged here from another country, forced to do cartwheels in a circus. It's just a word. That's a table, that's a chair, and you're a midget. There's no hatred there. No, they're irritating. I'm really sick of midgets. No, they think, see, I don't know who the fuck is leading the midgets, okay? But the dude, he's not doing a good job. See, they're changing their names because they're trying to get us to stop laughing at them. And they think if they, it's like, dude, you gotta get a real fucking job. Midgets don't want to work. They're always on trampolines. Always jumping out of cars. 50 of their friends running around, always playing circus. Get a real fucking job. Get off of the trampoline, get into a cubicle, get some sort of customer service shit, and then get a suit. Run around like a fucking clown all the time. What a ridiculous thing to be mad about. I'm really getting sick of these fucking midgets.
Rick, you'll be pleased to know we've already had some responses, and Simon and Mark have already emailed us in this link to something that was on the BBC News website. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but it's a remarkable story. Lion mutilates 42 midgets in Cambodian ring fight. That's just a headline.
That's a hell of a headline. That makes me want to know more about the story.
Well, that's what a headline
should do.
Spectators cheered as entire Cambodian midget fighting league squared off against African lion. Tickets had been sold out 3 weeks before the much-anticipated fight. The fight was organised when an angry fan contested Yang Shamoni, president of the CMFL, claiming that one lion could defeat his entire league of 42 fighters. Well, the fight was ended, Rick, after only 12 minutes, after which 28 of the midget fighters were declared dead.
Right.
While the other 14 suffered severe injuries, including broken bones, lost limbs, and they were basically unable to fight.
But the lion wasn't hurt?
It would have seemed that the lion was okay.
Oh, good. Well, that's amazing.
Carl, what are your...
Let me tell you about a story so true. We're showing me style and it's all so cool. It's about a garment torn and frayed, getting his threads, the story conveyed. Walking down the streets with holes in my teeth. Each rip things here, part of me you see. It ain't about the brand or the label it holds. It's about the journey, the stories it unfolds. In these ragged clothes I find my voice. A testament to resilience, my choice. From the streets to the stage I rock my style. In my tattered shirt I walk that mile. Ripped and torn, but still I stand in my ragged attire. I command, it's not just fabric, it's a statement. I preach in my threadbare garment, I find my reach. From the barrio to the bar, I make my mark. In my worn out jeans, I leave a spark. They may call it rags, but I call it art. In every stitch and tear, I play my part. It's the struggle of the streets, the hustle so real. In my tattered jacket, I sealed the deal. A symbol of defiance against the status quo. My passion, the pants, I let it show. It's not about the riches or the wealth I lack. In my faded hoodie, I stay on track. It's the heart of the hustle, the grind each day. In my worn out kicks, I find my way. Ripped and torn, but still I stand. In my ragged attire, I command. It's not just fabric, it's a statement I preach. In my threadbare garment, I find my reach. So here's to the ones with the clothes that tear. In our patched up attire we have, so let the world see our garments worn. For in our rags our stories are born. In the language of the streets we speak. In our torn up clothes we find our peak.
Thoughts instantly. I mean, you're bound to have a take on that.
See, what's annoying me is I've sent money to Cambodia because apparently they're hungry and haven't got any energy. So what's going on?
Well, it's much easier to fill up a midget than it is a regular Cambodian. You know, they're
I just
happy
feel
on
like
a Mars
I'm
bar.
being cheated a bit.